Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video. And yes, it's here. Finally, we're here for the first episode of the second season of My Team. This time on F1 2021, we're back for a second season, possibly a final season, depending on how the season sort of goes, really how many views each episode gets, etc. Because maybe in the future games, dedicating the time as well for other series as well. So that's just thought I'd just mention this possibly will be the final season. But you notice we have got $33 million to spend. So this is going to be a full 50% race, 16 full qualifying as well, 16 rounds season, and we'll see if we can give this series a little send off as well throughout the season. But first of all, we need a new teammate. George Russell is out, and you guys voted actually in the end for the main title sponsor of San Pellegrino. So this means that we're going to have a Ferrari related teammate. We tried to get Leclerc. It would have been, it would be bonkers if we had Leclerc. Fortunately, we don't have Spec 2 on our aerodynamics department, so that's a no. Then we're going to pinch Carlos Sainz. Now, if you've been obviously, I can't continue that continuously. You just got to use your imagination, pretend he's actually wearing McLaren kit. So we're going to negotiate with Carlos Sainz, and hopefully we're going to be able to outbid Ferrari for his services, because of course McLaren have decided they're not going. Sainz has decided he wants to leave and to join a new team, really, after 2 successful years at McLaren. He's now coming to our team to race for the Phoenix Grand Prix as well. So he's going to be there, only slightly over what we've had to spend for him. So
waiting for us to decide what to
and we've got some races as well. Now, a couple of changes from previous calendars. This calendar that it's selected, it looks a little bit too much like driver career mode, so I'm going to take a couple of races out because this is season 2. We're going to add China in for a little bit of difference. I've been to China for a race for years as well, and I think also added in Australia as well. But yes, let's spend some R&D first. We've got loads of aerodynamics. We've got a DRS upgrade that's available, minor. We're going to put that straight on the car. That's going to come in before there. You can see that we're low on aero. We've got some supplier changes because we've changed engine supplier, of course, from Renault to Ferrari. There was an aero and engine regulation change as well, so we've successfully come out of that, and we'll see. But these are the driver changes then for season 2. Kimi Raikkonen and Antonio Giovinazzi stay put and Alfa Romeo. Sebastian Vettel has left Ferrari and has moved to AlphaTauri of all places, so gone back to where he began as well. He's retained by Yuki Tsunoda. Alpine welcome Fernando Alonso alongside Esteban Ocon. Mick Schumacher fills the vacant spot left by Sergio Perez. Gasly joins Ferrari in place of Vettel. Latifi and Mazepin fill the Haas spots. Daniel Ricciardo moves to McLaren as well. Luca Giotto also joining the grid with McLaren. At Williams, as well. So a load of changes there. As well, we're going to now spend the 33 million. A lot of it on the R&D points generation. We're obviously trying to get a lot of R&D so we can really build up the car as much as possible. So yes, we pretty much spent 33 million. Well, we spent 26 million of that 33 million on the R&D upgrades alone. And aero is the weakest part of this car at the moment, so I put a build time upgrade as well. And then I was looking to see what else we could get because we had 3 million extra, and the only one that was available was the analyst suite as well, so that's going to come in as well. So we've got all of these upgrades coming to the facilities as well. That's going to definitely help us improve up the grid, as they're actually going to all come in before Bahrain. But
Other new parts come
before we get to Bahrain, of course, we need to reveal the car. Let's go. And there it is. I've got to say, those of you who watched season 1 will recognise this livery because it is unfortunately the same livery as it was on season 1 with the new sponsors. Partly the reason for that is that I tried to download a 3D model and I was having RAM issues. It would just literally run out of memory every time, and when it runs out of memory you lose all your changes. So it was really frustrating. So in the end I ran out of time with this series because obviously I've got better series to coming, the bigger series to come, Project Phoenix. Obviously this series is going to delay that series, so I don't want that series to be delayed by my team. So yes, on the whole I'll take that. You'll notice some clothing sponsor on the side. I might have been mad at that point when I thought of adding that. I might regret that, and I might at some points. You might see that disappear at some point. I haven't yet decided. One thing I haven't been able to sort out is the halo, because it just doesn't want to. I can't get the bend the way I want it, so it's currently straight there as well. So you'll notice that when we move to the onboard pictures later on. But R&D wise, we've actually come out better off. We're now ahead of Alfa Romeo on the R&D chart. We're now looking to make big rounds on AlphaTauri and Ferrari, who are the next two up. Ferrari have lost a big lot. Aston Martin and Alpine are also the big loss as well that we're going to be aiming for. But as we know, we have been able to punch above our weight than in previous years on the seasons with the My Team car, compared to where we are on the R&D graph. So yes, let's get this second season underway at Bahrain, of course, for season 1, round 1, qualifying 1, as well, under the lights here at Bahrain in our new thing. Just to mention also that we've got the same issue as last year with the gloves. It's worse this year because this year the team livery kit, I know there's the F1 esports one is there, but I don't know I don't have access to that in game. So although it's in the files and I can create that, I can't then mod that. I can't then choose that in the game, so that's really annoying. So if somebody knows how to select that, then let me know in the comments below, and I'll make sure that it gets fixed at some point. We're moving to qualifying 1, then we're at 16th and 15th on the grid, so that would be enough to get us into Q2. Sainz not really putting majorly out on his debut for the team, and in the end, coming through Q1, it's actually P15, and the top 14 separated by 8 tenths of a second as well. So yeah, we're half a second behind the next fastest car, but at least there's a little bit of a gap ahead of the Williams and the Alfa Romeo, and we want to try and grow that gap throughout the season and move towards the midfield really. But obviously through our second set we had to use a scrub set of tyres for the first run, as we almost lose the back end, drifting it through that fast left-hander. But so yes, that's why the time is so. Gasly struggling as well in the Ferrari. He's only down in P13, so the Ferrari isn't really that great, as I think Sainz has run out of fuel here as he comes back to the pits. We're going to come across the line 7 tenths better. I don't expect this to be anything other than P15, and that was correct. McLarens are looking very strong as well, up in 1 and 2, but for us P15 it is. We're actually a lot faster than Sainz, so we'll see what we can do though from P15 on the grid. It's time for the race.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal, and it's make or break here at round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice. They've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso and Verstappen, Perez, Mick Schumacher, Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel, Tsunoda, Ocon, the owner driver and Sainz, Russell, Raikkonen, Antonio Giovinazzi and Lance Stroll, Latifi, Mazepin, Giotto and Pierre Gasly picks up the final grid slot today. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
So, we've been promoted to P13 and P14 already. How unrealistic that is to have somebody having an engine penalty in the first round of a race. Race strategy is going to be a one stop. There's going to be a load of top 10 runners on a two stop, so we'll see if we can jump a couple of them and get into the points. So that's the plan of action. 5 red lights then, and away we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and it's a good start, better than Ocon up ahead. So a good start for Vettel, who's on the medium tyres as well, in his old team as well. He forces his way through around the Red Bull of Sergio Perez. We're going to try and go side by side with Alonso up to turn 4. We're going to try and keep our footing. Can we make an upgrade move here? Yes, we can, and we're going to jump down the inside and move up into P8 as Perez gets in front of Alonso. Perez got walked out. It was actually Tsunoda, not Vettel, that made the ground actually, but we're going to get ahead of Tsunoda now. Try and have a look on the inside. Switch to the outside actually, and Perez had a go at Tsunoda, and that allowed me to get the just to swoop around the outside of both of them there. A very nice little overtake there between the three of us. Fair racing. Tsunoda tried to pinch, and in the end he got slightly pinched out by Perez. Perez tried to cut me off, but that was absolutely none of it. As we take a look at our teammate Carlos Sainz, he's only just a couple. To be fair, that's the closest a teammate we've been in this series so far. He's been to us, because Russell and Ilott, the two teammates we've had so far, haven't been that close to us, but he's done okay. Obviously he's still got to get rid to the car, but he goes around the outside and he's been forced off the track by Russell. He's just gone sailing off. As I say, that's not really an overtaking spot, but he's just gone off the track, and he's down a position as we jump back to our PV on lap 3. Perez has another go out to turn 4. We're going to fast forward through it and see as Perez is going to come back at us at the same point that no, we're going to go wide through that corner actually. As we fast forward down to the end of the second DRS straight, Perez is on another go down the inside, and this time it's 3 wide. I think that was there with Alonso. We'll see if this is definitely on the replay. Both of them have got DRS. Again, we're going to try and squeeze them to the inside. Not really aware of Alonso at the time, was actually pointing his car up the inside. Alonso surely has front wing damage. You can see he's already falling behind, causing quite a few.
The underbody's taken some damage. You may start to notice it. No tyre concerns at the moment. Just focus on the driving.
Okay, so despite not being indicated on the MFD, we do have some slight floor damage. It doesn't seem to be affecting me that much, really. It's just a little bit slightly understeery, but it's not really an issue. Bahrain isn't a track where you really need to worry about that. But Perez is still being a nuisance. He tries going down the inside, penultimate final corner. Nothing doing there. I'm going to just really get the better start here. Excuse me, the better exit out of that corner. But they're saying that Leclerc's now coming up on the inside. Both of them got DRS. We're going to try and thread the needle down the inside of both of them. There's contact with Leclerc. But he does make it round. And I think that it was a little bit of tyre banging as he took... he went over the curb, which was always going to steer him into the path of me. I couldn't go anywhere because I got Perez on my other side, remember. So... the fact that we've only just banged each other's tyre is already got about Leclerc's up or inside. What? It's as bad as Verstappen, Leclerc, with his move out the inside. Now we're going to go defensive into the hairpin. Oh, he's done a Sainz. He's run off the circuit as well. Oh, I'm amazed to see that happen once, but twice in a race. Never seen that. It was my corner, Charles, my corner. And then coming up here, I'm going defensive. There's a little bit of tyre banging, and then he just doesn't get the turning. It's like he expects to have the grip, and he just doesn't have the turning and the grip available to make the corner. This, we jump back to lap 7. A couple of people start to make their first stops, especially the soft tyre runners. We're going apparently now 2 laps longer to lap 15. So we'll stretch these tyres out, the mediums out, especially the fact I'm not entirely sure what the hard tyres are going to be like. Seems that the medium tyres, they feel a lot better compared to 25% career that I've been in driver career mode. I was watching Esteban Ocon's come to join the party. He's now ahead of I think it's Vettel in the AlphaTauri, but Ocon now is trying to breeze past. That's into the lead actually, because this is for the lead. Excuse me. We dived down the inside of Ocon and retained the position, but it is for P1 now because both Mercedes have come into the pits. In actual fact, Hamilton has come in again twice for a front wing change as well. So it's worse than Baku in driver career mode for front wings in this race. And we've still got Baku to come as Ocon and Bottas, excuse me, went 3 wide. I had the inside line this time, and no, just didn't take the curb, which allowed Bottas. But Bottas came in again, only on the soft tyres. Norris is now having to go on his medium tyres. So I don't know what strategy Bottas is on, because he did soft, and both Mercedes is soft, as Norris has a go around the outside the final corner. Nothing to do there. I think Norris is going to give us DRS. He is, so that's going to mean he's a sitting duck now down the straight, and that's going to allow Ricciardo to move up into second place down the inside with DRS. Schumacher as well is looking good in the Aston Martin as well. Schumacher up to 4th, Verstappen up to 5th. Ricciardo now has a go at the last corner, then the very next lap number 14, and once again Ricciardo gives us DRS, so we're just going to open the DRS. We got the engine, and this time it's actually going to be Norris who gets back in front of Ricciardo. He's going to have the inside, so we're going to have to go right round the outside of Norris, which will turn to the inside for turn 2. Thank you very much. Cut him off, and he's going to give us DRS again. So we're going to come into the pits then, nevertheless, at the end of lap 15. The tyres, then they're actually done quite well in terms of wear. Front left 53% is the biggest one, so that's not bad. Usually try and aim for 60% maybe last year's game, so that's not bad. We're going to move on to the hard tyres, over 13 laps remaining. So we've done over half the race on the medium tyres. Bottas has gone through. I think Hamilton's gone through. He's on another set of softs, but Bottas goes through, so he's going to the end of the race. Gasly though has not gone through, so Bottas is really going to go ahead, and but Gasly, as I went wide of that corner yet again, Gasly tries to go on the outside, but nothing doing there. And now he tries to come back at us towards the hairpin, but nothing doing there as well. So he jumps to lap 18. There's Verstappen coming out the pits. We're going to right round the outside of him as well and move up into P8. Norris has overcut us. He's on the hards though. So will he be able to take the fight to Bottas? Bearing in mind we know that the Mercedes car he's faster than the McLaren. McLaren is the second fastest on track as Verstappen has done it again. Fortunately no damage indicated on the MFD, but he's made contact with us again. It's not an overtaking spot, so the AI should not be overtaking there. It's as simple as that. So yeah, Verstappen is going to come in with another front wing changes. We're watching Norris against Ricciardo. Ricciardo is on the medium, so I suspect there might be some team orders because they want to gang up on Bottas because Hamilton's come in for another stop. So those three are going for the lead. We've got Ocon and Russell. Russell very high up in the Williams, considering the fact that Williams is a lot slower than our car. We're about half a second faster through qualifying than him. But Schumacher has actually just got, speaking of Russell, Schumacher just blast past with DRS. Russell was a sitting duck with DRS. In actual fact, Alonso is going to get Russell as well through turn 2. So as we're watching now, Nicholas Latifi behind his new teammate, the twat, and Latifi has lost it on the exit. And well, is it really going to go through? I think Leclerc's going to go through. I think that's Perez in a lowly position. And Gasly's hit him, and there's a safety car to pick up the literally front wings that were left behind at turn 1. So the safety car comes at the end of lap 25 with 4 laps left to go then. We've got Ocon and Schumacher. Schumacher's going to be the fastest man on mediums. Ricciardo leads the Grand Prix on mediums, I should say. As Norris has a go around the outside, turns to the inside for turn 2, but Bottas squeezes him off, and we're able to just get the popcorn out between Norris and Bottas. We're going to go defensive on Ocon up to turn 4. Have a little look about diving Norris, but we're a little bit too far back to make the dive bomb work. So watching the two Alpines now. This is Alonso against Ocon with Schumacher. And there's contact between the two Alpines. Alonso turned in on Ocon, and surely that's going to be another front wing for Alonso. And he's actually holding up the Stroll now. He's going so slowly that the FIA are putting yellow flags out for him. Look at the train. His sights might be able to catch up if he keeps going that slow. As we're watching, Lando Norris is slowing down. Lando Norris is slowing down, and Lando Norris is pulling over with a puff of smoke, and he's out of the race. So this means that we're going to get a podium in the first race of Season 2. Ocon and Schumacher are too busy squabbling amongst themselves. There's a massive gap behind them, thanks to Alonso and Verstappen. But we're going to come, nevertheless, a fantastic P3. The first podium, by the way, in this series, because we didn't get one in Season 1 as well. So, fantastic result there. The strategy paid off. Stroll gets driver of the day, but we don't really care about that. It's 15 valuable points as well. As Ricciardo, McLaren, I mean, the strategy paid off. Had Bottas been on mediums, not done the soft, hard strategy, would he have been there? I don't know. Russell gets points, though, down in 9th in the end, as far as he fell, as well. Hamilton on a 4 stop, yep. So that 3 of those were front wings, as well. Likes of Gasly as well. So a lot of the drivers, there were 15 front wing changes in that race, which was incredible. But it means we're up to P4, so we'll see. Also, our R&D bloke has said that we're getting some extra R&D points because we had some engine issues. I don't think we didn't have engine issues, actually. We had floor damage, slight floor damage, but we didn't have any engine issues. In terms of the fake sponsors, ignoring this again. As much as I'd love to replace all of these logos with real sponsors, I can't because the game doesn't allow it. So those are the fake sponsors as well, and I can't actually select. Doesn't let me really select anything there. To as I mentioned earlier, the F1 Esports 1, which does allow the modding of the livery. I can't find it in the game. But anyway, it's enough about that. It's a good, very good P3. I'll definitely take that. We've got China next week, so we'll see how we get done. I haven't done a 50% race at China for about 3 years, so that's definitely going to be interesting to see how we get on at China. Whether or not we can... I've got a setup. Don't know if it's any good or not. Ocon as well. I think that Schumacher, it's a good first race for him as well, so we'll see if we can challenge Ocon as well. And besides, we don't know where he would have finished off had he not been run off of the road by Russell. But yes, if you have enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and you see plenty more episodes of the F1 My Team career as and when it come out. Until the next video, then, I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.